the real estate world where a lot of people talk about that, but it's not for everybody. Right. And like your life isn't necessarily going to be happier or more fulfilled by going into business for yourself. You might be really happy in your W-2 job. So I guess my question is, what does success mean for you guys? How do you quantify it? How do you measure it? How do you know that what you're doing right now is leading you towards that success? And then how can other people start to filter their own worldview and distill it into their own definition of success? Because yesterday when we were talking to Leland, he was saying, hey, don't make sure that you're not living somebody else's injected values, which I thought was a really powerful thing, because in the social media landscape, it's really easy to suddenly be like, oh, I need to build $1 billion company and buy the Jets or the Rams because Gary Vee is doing that, or I need to go buy a literal jet because Grant Cardone did that. Like, how do we distill down to our own definition of success?
Yeah, I think, it's a self-awareness game, which isn't always easy. And I really think it's about, just take stock of like, if you were going to wake up, what would you go do? And if you're really not sure, just go try shit until you find something. Yeah, there's some mornings where I wake up and I'm like, fuck, I don't want to deal with this, or I don't want to deal with that. But those are minutia things. No matter what you do, you're going to have parts of it that you don't enjoy, or you don't enjoy as much, or you get tired of. But I think overall, right, if you're like, hey, I can work through that because of all the other things that go with it. I think that's the big rewarding part. I think understanding too, like, what you're getting yourself in for, like there's a tremendous amount of flexibility that I have, but there's also a tremendous amount of self accountability that I have to have, right? There's nobody looking over my shoulder to make sure I'm doing what I'm doing besides, partners and investors and deals. But on a day to day, week to week, month to month type thing, hitting those goals and those measures and those thresholds and, how I spend my time, that's all on me. And that's something I'm still figuring out, right? Like I sit here and I say, I'm like, okay, like what is actually the best use of my time that's going to help me progress to my goals that I want? And I don't know the answer, and I'm constantly talking with people. But I think, you try to envision what it's like. And is that something that kind of excites you or terrifies you? And then, you just figure it out. But I don't know. I think a lot of people get stuck in trying to figure out without doing what the perfect scenario is. And because of that, people get stuck in like this procrastination mode. It's like, should I leave my job? Should I work in this industry? Should I do this? It's like, you're never going to know until you actually try it. And you can do only so much of deciding until you do it. So I think if it's something that can be easily tried and, tried on for a little while, I think people should just do it and go forward. If it's something that's a little bit more permanent, requires some more thought and reaching out to people that have done it or are doing it to get a better idea. But it's really tough for me to know,